What's up guys, welcome to Munchkins Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Munchkins logging in to bring you another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and welcome back to another versus / storytime video, where I take on the hardest contents in the global version of the game, as well as give you some story time afterwards, after obviously talking about the fight itself. Now this is going to be on the Final Fantasy IX Abyss Normalis, and obviously this is going to be on the last fight, which I intended to bring some Final Fantasy IX characters, but I just opted out with Realm because I really wanted to use Realm more. Shantoto is a surprising character that I brought in as well. The Final Fantasy IX character I ended up bringing was, I was gonna say Dagger again, but it's Princess Garnet, obviously. I still don't know why, but it's engraved in me just to call her Dagger. But let's move on. Why I picked these characters for my team, and for one, Realm is a very good support character. Great Brave Battery, and she just recently came out with her EX Plus, so I really wanted to use her a little bit more. And you know, I want to learn some of her rotations or some of her quirks a little bit more, so I ended up just using her for most of the fights. So as for Shantoto, she was actually a surprise character that I ended up using quite often, only because I think there was a few instances where there was like magic resistance, but because she can imperil pretty much every single element, she just ended up working. And you need a purple crystal or a black crystal for this one, and she just ended up working out since I did get her burst weapon as well, and that really helped. If I didn't, I probably would have brought along maybe Zack or maybe Squall as my other choices for the black crystal, and then obviously you need to have a Final Fantasy IX character. I did EX plus 3 Zidane, and he helped out in one of the sub parts. I didn't really want to, but I ended up having to. It just really was a lot easier having him with his EX plus 3. And since I actually just thought maybe do an EX plus, but in the end I just went, what the hell, I'll just, you know, invest on Zidane. Plus I'm sure he'll get an LD and burst in the future, so I'll be ready for that. I didn't get Vivi's LD even though I tried, but I'll talk about that a little bit later on. As for the fight itself, obviously you're fighting all the last bosses for all the other parts. So the biggest thing here in wave 1 is obviously the Trinity tornado, because it deals a lot of HP damage. So having a healer here is pretty, I wouldn't say essential, but I think it's something that I would highly recommend having. So obviously Garnet is going to be my healer here. Shantoto's paralysis actually really helped quite a ton as well. Overall though, that was the only thing that you really needed to watch out for. As their HP drops down, they will do 2 attacks at the same time and then 3 attacks at the same time. When you see that all attack, chances are it is going to be the Trinity tornado, but I do believe there's still a chance that it's not. But I would just be safe and make sure you have the Brave so you don't end up dying on that one. Now as for the second wave, you're going to be fighting the Ultima Weapon Behemoth and the White Horse, the Killin. And basically for me personally, I ended up just killing the Killin first before the Behemoth, because the killing is more aggressive when it comes to HP attacks. At least that's what I noticed. Plus, it has the same mechanic of attacking twice as well. And yeah, once it does an all attack, it pretty much will do HP attack as well. As I do believe, if it breaks, or I can't remember on top of my head how the mechanic works, but pretty much when you see the all attack, be prepared for an HP attack, because chances are it is going to be one. So I opted out just to kill the killing first, and then focus my attention on the behemoth. The behemoth itself, I mean, there's still that chance that it will buff itself in charge, but if you can, if you do have enough damage per turn, you shouldn't have any problems with this one. Now, as for the final wave, it is to Heretic Count's theme, which still gives me nightmares, because this is one of the hardest boss or events in Lost Chapter I had to do in this game. What was it? Was it Deuce's Lost Chapter and event? I do believe it was Deuce's. It still gives me nightmares, but this time around, they actually don't have a lot of HP as I thought they would. And the other thing is, I might have used my burst on the second wave just to kill the kill-in first, but I did save my summon for this one, and I still had one more usage of Shantoto's paralysis. Now, I did get lucky in the end here, where one of this Count's team broke someone and actually was about to kill someone. I think it was Garnet, and Garnet survived with 1 HP because of her passive ability, which is nice because both Shantoto and Garnet actually have those passive abilities. So if Realm was targeted, I would have probably had to retry because I got pretty overconfident. But I did get lucky, and I managed to beat it with this team. So I didn't have to repeat, got it in my first go. So yeah, as for, I mean, the tips here, I mean, yeah, I would suggest saving your summon for the last wave, or if you can, both your bursts, if you have one in your team, and your summon, save it for this one, because it can be pretty dicey. But at the same time, wave 2 can be pretty dicey as well, with the killing, you know, doing a lot of HP attacks, because it keeps it does like double attacks. So I guess pick your poison. For me personally, the best way to deal with it was to separate it, use my burst on one wave, and then use the summon on another wave. Alright guys, that is basically it for the fight itself. There's really not much else to say, because these are enemies that we have fought countless times before. So there's really not much tricks in them. It's more of being able to predict when the HP attacks are coming, and most of the time it's an all attack. If it's an all attack, chances are it is going to be an HP attack, apart from the Count's theme, which they will do HP attacks if they have enough brave to kill you off, or after 2-3 turns. I think once they use their once they steam up, I think on top of my head, then they lose their steam. And correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments below. I know it's about 3 or 4 turns or something like that you have to take their damage, and that way you should be able to take this. They will completely cool off, and then you won't have to worry too much. But that is it. Let's move on to story time. So today's story time is going to be my pools for VV, since I once again didn't make a video out of it, because I wasn't expecting to actually you know, pool a lot. I ended up overall obviously having used the free multi, which I got VV's 15 CP, and that's it. That's all I got. VV's 15 CP on the free multi. because if I did get his LD, I probably would have been forced to look for his EX, since I actually don't have his EX, which is pretty surprising for me. I thought I did get it in the end, but I guess I really skipped out on it. So that was pretty disappointing. I thought I was just chasing for his LD, but you know, I still don't have his EX. So, and I have 9 EX tokens, which is really frustrating. So tickets wise, I did use about, let's see, I had about 28 I think at the start, and then I ended up using the 10 extra tickets. I think about 40 tickets in total I ended up using, and all I got was, I think, one or two 5-star weapons. Nothing else. It actually was a pretty poor pulls, and I'm glad I didn't actually record it, because I initially had about 20 odd tickets, and I used it all up, and then I did the event, the hard mode. I got 10 extra tickets out of that, and so yeah, about 40 tickets, nearly 40 tickets. I in my head I thought I had 50 tickets invested on it, but I'm pretty sure now that I'm counting, it's about 40 tickets. So anyway, long story short, I didn't get anything, and I did get quite a lot of extra tickets because we did get the rewards from the community rewards from the stream, and then I got more tickets after finishing the normal mode. I have about 50 tickets left, which I do plan to use on the Warrior of Light banner maybe. That's where I'm thinking of using it, and if I get this LD, I might go back or just save it. Honestly, at this point, I'm not really 100% sure what I'm gonna do. It's a problem if you're lacking resources. So yeah, that's the story time, which is a pretty sad story. Why are all my stories sad stories? I hope next time it would be a happy story for you guys. Anyway, that is it for this video. Please do remember to click like and subscribe if you haven't already, because it does help this channel, and I really do appreciate all the support that you guys give me. Let's hit for that 3,000 subscribers. I actually felt like we are really have slowed down with the subscriber count, but that's probably because, you know, quality wise my videos aren't exactly the greatest at the moment, especially with my should you pulls dropping down in quality. Again, I do apologize that it has to be like that. Stick with me for about 2 weeks or so, because after these 2 weeks I finish my night shift, so give me a few days to rest up, and hopefully I can get back to normal. I actually do believe I'm actually working pretty quickly after my night shift. I think I have like a day off, and then I'm back to work on the afternoon, so it's not looking really good. So it's probably gonna stick around for 2 to 3 weeks, I'm guessing, of my should you pulls being what they are at the moment, which I read off, you know, in Dissidia DB, and then yeah, and tell you my thoughts about those characters. It's not very summarized like I usually do. Again, I do apologize, but just stick with me on this one. It's not gonna stay for long. It's not a permanent thing, so hopefully you guys don't unsubscribe because of it. And yeah, anyway, if you can get your friends to come and try out the game, they can also check out my should you start playing Dissidia Opera Omnia, and maybe, you know, they might want to play in the end and subscribe to my channel as well. Wink wink. Anyway, follow me on Twitter and on Facebook as well as Munchkins Gaming. Leave down in the comments below, what was your team for this fight? Let me know down in the comments below. This is Munchkins logging off. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next level.